Today, we are traveling back more than 500 years to the world of the 1500s. This was a time before machines, before tractors, and before modern agricultural technology. In the 1500s, agriculture was the foundation of human life. Nearly every person on Earth depended on farming to survive. Food was grown by hand, land was worked with simple tools, and nature decided whether people would eat or starve. In this video, we will explore how agriculture worked in the 1500s. How farmers prepared the land, grew crops, used animals, controlled water, and survived without modern technology. 500 years ago, long before machines ruled the earth, human survival depended entirely on the land. In the 1500s, agriculture was not supported by engines, electricity, or modern science. It relied on soil, seasons, and human endurance. Every field represented hope, and every harvest decided life or death. In the 1500s, agriculture was the foundation of civilization itself. Nearly 90% of the global population lived in farming communities. Cities survived only because farmers produced food. Without agriculture, kingdoms collapsed, armies starved, and populations vanished. Farming was a shared responsibility. Children learned farming skills before they could read. Elderly family members passed down generations of agricultural knowledge. Farming was not optional. It was destiny. Agricultural tools in the 1500s were simple but effective. Farmers used wooden plows strengthened with iron edges to break hard soil. Every tool was handmade, expensive, and carefully protected. Losing a tool could mean losing the harvest. Animals were the true engines of agriculture. Oxen and horses provided the power needed to plow large fields. Without them, farming would have been nearly impossible. A strong animal was worth more than gold to a farming family. Breaking the soil was the hardest stage of farming. It demanded physical strength and endless patience. Farmers worked for hours, sometimes days, to prepare land for planting. Every row carved into the earth represented hope for survival, planted by hand, carefully spaced and protected. Farmers followed seasonal knowledge passed down for centuries. Plant too early, and frost would kill the crop. Plant too late, and famine would follow. Wheat, barley, rye, and oats were the backbone of agriculture across Europe and the Middle East. These grains fed millions and shaped entire cultures. Bread was life, and grain was power. In Asia, rice agriculture supported massive populations. Complex terraced fields and water control systems allowed farmers to grow food in difficult landscapes. Rice farming required discipline, cooperation, and perfect timing. The 1500s marked the beginning of global agriculture. New crops such as potatoes and maize slowly spread from the Americas. These crops would later prevent widespread famine and permanently change farming systems. Farmers practiced crop rotation to protect soil fertility. Fields were divided into sections, with some planted and others left to rest. This ancient method prevented soil exhaustion and ensured future harvests. No chemical fertilizers in the 1500s. Farmers relied on animal manure, compost, and natural decay. The soil was respected because human survival depended on its health. Water was the most valuable agricultural resource. Without reliable water access, farming failed. Farmers built canals and ditches to control water flow and protect crops from drought. In arid regions, canal systems transported water underground across vast distances. These engineering marvels allowed agriculture to survive in harsh desert environments. Livestock represented wealth and security. Animals provided milk, meat, wool, labor, and fertilizer. Losing livestock often meant losing the ability to farm altogether. Harvest season was the most critical time of the year. Entire communities worked together to gather crops before weather destroyed them. Speed and cooperation were essential. Harvested grain was carefully stored for winter survival. Poor storage meant mold, pests, and starvation. Proper storage was as important as farming itself. Food was transported using animal-drawn carts. Roads were rough and travel was slow. Most food never traveled far from where it was grown. Unseen nature controlled agriculture. Floods, storms, and droughts could destroy an entire year of work in a single day. Farmers lived under constant threat from the weather. When crops failed, famine followed. Without modern trade or food reserves, starvation spread quickly. Agriculture failure meant human suffering. Despite unimaginable hardship, farmers endured. Generation after generation worked the land, refusing to surrender to hunger or fear. Agriculture shaped economies, population growth, and political power. Those who controlled food controlled society itself. The agricultural systems of the 1500s laid the foundation for modern farming. Techniques evolved, but the principles remain the same. Every modern meal is connected to the struggle of farmers from the past. Their labor built the world we live in today. And agriculture in the 1500s was slow, exhausting, and unforgiving. Yet it fed humanity, shaped civilizations, and ensured survival. This was farming before machines,